thoughts together here. I'm gonna pace for a little while. All right, so we're gonna talk about achieve, right? You guys, that's been the whole theme of this weekend. We're gonna get right into it. And the problem with going on Saturday is like everybody that's gone before you pretty much takes all your material. This happens every year. What I wanted to do was kind of profile, just kind of like profile these high achievers, right? It's the Olympics. I haven't really watched any of it because I'm still catching up on like Games of Thrones from last year. So. But the theme is the achieve, right? So I wanted to profile what separates high achievers from the rest of the herd, right? Like what makes a Eugene Hong a Eugene Hong? Where's Eugene? Is he here? What? Serious? Is that what separates Eugene Hong from everybody else? Where is he? Oh, come on, gee. Anyways, other examples. What separates the Wendy Backy, from the herd, right? Wendy's awesome. How awesome is Wendy, right? The McCoys. What separates these top leaders? Daniel saw everybody. What separates these top leaders, from the rest of the herd, right? What distinguishes them? So I want some audience participation. Call out some adjectives, some descriptive words, some common traits that you guys think that these leaders have. I want to hear you. Passionate, good one. Caring, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Action, commitment, driven, consistent, ambitious, right? They're winners, right? Those are all awesome. Exactly. And obviously there's a lot of words we can figure out to describe these people, right? And that definitely fits all of them. But I would wager to say that a lot of those words describe people that aren't necessarily top achievers, right? Like, we know a lot of committed people. We know a lot of people that are passionate. It's not necessarily that secret sauce that separates them from the rest of the pack, right? So let's profile. I gotta go to my notes. So small. Let's profile Olympic athlete. Right? An Olympic athlete. Because Olympic athletes are they're the best of the best, right? Regardless of whether they medal or not. They're pretty much the best of the best in the world. Right? They compete every year on that stage as the best of the best in the world. So, one in particular story that really struck me was a young Olympian by the name of Katie Ledecky. You guys know her? Again, I don't keep up with, I haven't been able to keep, that's like 2 months away before I get to that on my DVR. Katie Ledecky, well, first of all, she's 19. This is her second Olympics, right? And she doesn't even have her driver's license, but yet she has, I don't know how many Olympic medals, right? Like that already sets her apart. But let's take a look at her training regimen before, leading up to this year's Olympics. And this cracks me up every time I see it. 4:05 a.m. Wake up. What? What? Yeah, that disqualifies me from Olympics right there. I'm just getting to bed at 4:05, man. Except last night. God, who puts me on in the morning? You guys gotta stop doing that. Okay, so anyways, 4:05 a.m. Wake up. Crazy sauce. 4:15 she eats her first meal. Peanut butter toast, banana, apple, like she has her breakfast. And by the way, this is 6 days a week. 5 o'clock to 6:30 a.m. She goes to swim practice, anywhere from 6,000 to 6,500 yards. That doesn't make sense in my mind. I can't even carry the one on that. I don't understand what that means, right? 6,500 yards by 6:30. 7 o'clock, her mom picks her up. She has another meal. Bacon and eggs, omelet. These Olympians eat a ton. I thought I ate a lot. By 8 a.m., she gets home, takes a nap. 8 a.m., she takes a nap. What? This makes sense. All right, 3 days a week, 11 o'clock to 12, she does dry land practice. That's in the gym or on the track doing the dry land workout. 12:30 she goes home, eats lunch, another big meal. 1 o'clock she takes a break. TV, reads, Netflix, whatever kids do nowadays. 2:45 she eats some more. From 3:30 to 6, second swim practice. What? 7,000 to 8,000 more yards in the pool. Bonkers. She does this 6 days a week. I can't even walk that far. It's crazy. And then she goes home, she eats, on the way home, eats another meal, then dinner at 6:30. Like, she eats like 30 times a day. She's in bed by 9:30 p.m. just so she can do it all over again the next day. Right? That's bonkers. That's crazy. I mean, 4 a.m., like I said, 4 a.m., that just doesn't make any sense to me. Who wakes up at 4 a.m.? Right? It sounds like torture. Like, for me, it sounds like I would rather get an enema than do it. And you're saying that analogy doesn't even make sense, Ronnie. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't. It makes no sense at all. It's just like Steve Jobs was saying in the video. Only insane people would do that, right? Enema? Olympic training. No sane person would want to do that. But why? Why does Katie? I know. Sorry, it's early. Why does Katie Ledecky? Why does she do it? Why does she do it? I think it boils down to one word. Belief. Right? Right? Belief. Because she believes. She believes that every time she gets into that pool, when the gun, or what is it, a bell? I don't know. I don't watch Olympics. When it goes off, she believes that when she dives in, she's going to get that medal, right? Why else would she wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and eat 30 times a day and swim 3,000 miles if she didn't believe, right? I don't wake up at 4 a.m. to go swimming because I don't believe I'm going to be an Olympic swimmer, right? But she believes. The top leaders in this company, they all believe. They went through the crap that they went through to get to where they are because they believe. Right? Now, there's some of you here that are here for the first time. Congratulations. Yeah, give it up for yourselves. There's some of you who are here for the second time. Maybe the third time. Fourth time. Maybe fifth. Yeah. For me, I honestly, I lost count. I attended probably anywhere between 8 and 9 conventions like this over the years before I started seeing any success, right? And some people might think, well, yeah, you're a crazy person, Ronnie. Why would you do that? Go back year after year after year, and even though you weren't seeing any results. Why would you do that? Like Steve Jobs said, no sane person would want to do that. But I had belief, right? I had belief. Now, yeah, thank you. I share a story with you guys. Actually, I haven't even told my sister this. This is during difficult times, right? This is during years when I was struggling. I don't know, a handful of years back, but I was having a particularly difficult day. You know, it's one of those down days that I was having, and you know, you pile on top of that, you know, the frustration and the despair and just the anger of just all the stuff that goes on when you're building this business, of feeling like I wasn't getting anywhere. And we were going to church with the family, and I'm not a religious man, but I was living at home, and so we had to go to church. Live with your folks, you gotta go where they go, right? And again, I just had it that day. It was a nighttime mass. I don't know, it must have been Easter or something. But I just had it that day, right? So we get to church, and I get out of the car, I slam the door, and I remember just being completely. I was at my wit's end, and instead of going to church, I walked off into the churchyard, and I dropped down to my knees, and I wept. This is a true story. I wept, and I was just crying, just asking why, right? We do that a lot when we're in despair, right? Why me? Please help me with this. Help me be better. Help me with all the stuff that I'm going through. There I was, on the ground. It's like out of a movie. The only thing that could have been better is it was raining, right? Right, like Shawshank Redemption or something. But there I was. I was literally, yeah. Should have been a movie. I was on my knees, literally. I was on my knees, weeping. And what's funny is though, that was a handful of years ago. There I was, on my knees at the end of the rope, like I was literally, I didn't know what to do anymore. And then you fast forward to today, and here I am on the stage, right? Now, it's just like, my feeble human mind can't really fathom what, like, I don't get it. It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but here I am. Like, there's something going on, and because when you look at it, all right, so let me just illustrate how crazy impossible it is that I'm up here, right? Let's just talk about today and what it took for me to get here, to be here today, right? So let's start in the morning. I had to wake up. Oh, thank goodness I made it. It's early. I had to wake up, right? So, and I had to wake up. I was in my hotel room, so I had to have a hotel room, right? Like that's a lot of detail already. Like my bed sheets had to be cleaned by the staff. I had to have clean towels. They had to come vacuum beforehand, and even before that, somebody had to actually build the hotel room. Somebody had to go into what's it called? Architect had to design the building, right? People had to invest the money. A huge construction crew had to build that hotel, the planning, the zoning, all that stuff. The city had, for me to wake up this morning in the hotel. Countless stuff had to happen. Now, if you take it back a few more days, we had to fly here, right? So we had to book our tickets online. So somebody had to create a team of people probably had to create a website for us to reserve our ticket, right? And if that website wouldn't have been there if it hadn't been for the internet, so thank you to Al Gore for inventing the internet, right? So Al Gore had to invent the internet so we can get our tickets. Now, we get the tickets, we go to the airport, ticket agent, we check our bags in, the staff had to be there to take our bags. Thankfully, they didn't call in sick that day. We get our tickets, we go to the gate agent, check our tickets, there's a crew to help us fly the plane, because I can't fly that plane for crying out loud. So thankfully the pilot showed up that day, and the staff, and the flight attendants, right? So all this stuff had to go into making it happen. But that airplane had to be designed and built by a whole other crew of people that I've never met before, right? And those plans are based on a plan from a pair of brothers in North Carolina, I don't know how long ago. The Wright brothers, right? So I'm here because of the Wright brothers. And that's just a couple of days ago. It's an infinite amount of things that had to happen exactly the way it happened. If there was something that was different, I wouldn't be standing here. Right? Does that make sense? I can't even fathom it. It boggles my mind. I say again, my feeble human mind cannot comprehend the infinite sets of possibilities and the intertwining lives that had to happen exactly the way it did for me to be here. I don't get it. I don't. But I do know one thing. I know that I'm meant to be here. Right? Right? Everything happened exactly how it happened, and that led to today. If something had gone differently, some seemingly small, insignificant event had gone just a little bit differently, the course of events would have completely changed, and I probably wouldn't be here today. But they went exactly the way it did because I'm meant to be here. Right? Now, no. What's even cooler than that is that you're meant to be here too. Do you get that? Think about all the impossible sets of circumstances that had to happen for you to be here. I know a lot of you made some tremendous sacrifices to come here this weekend. Congratulations. You're meant to be here. Some of you are fretting about your team that didn't make it. They're not meant to be here. If they were, they'd be here, right? All the impossible sets of circumstances that had to happen in sequence, exactly the way it did, got you here. You are all meant to be here, and you're meant to be here because you believe. Does that make sense? You gotta hold on to that. Wendy was talking about it earlier. Because you believe, hold on to it. Go through the crap you're gonna go through. You know what I mean? Hold on to that belief. You're going to get challenged, you're going to have doubts, but hold on to the belief. That's what's going to keep you going. hold on to that belief. And when you do, believe. There can be miracles when you believe. Right? Here's the words. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve? Right? Achieve? When you believe, somehow.